to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning and a happy Friday to you. I'm Amelia Lee. It is 6:28 this morning on our Friday, May 9th. And it's time to check on in with meteorologist Megan Dusmall. Megan, what can we expect on our day ahead?
Well, for some folks, you'll be looking at some foggy start, but for everybody, it's going to be a nice dry day with cooler temperatures. Here's what you need to know in terms of that visibility, seeing the lowest visibility towards that Kentucky-Tennessee border. It'll be clearing up in the next couple hours, hopefully. And then we're going to look at some much better conditions, especially as we head into the afternoon hours, as those cloudy skies will transition into nice and sunny skies by the afternoon. Temperatures sitting in the 50s this morning, so not too bad. Maybe just a sweater as you head out, but by the time you go into the afternoon, upper 60s and low 70s will be taking over alongside of those sunny skies. So all in all, great day. Definitely excited for that. High temperatures will be around that 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock mark, and then we'll see temperatures dropping overnight to overnight low temperatures in the low 40s. Amelia.
A southern Kentucky community is grieving the loss of a well-known young man. 19-year-old Ty Hamlin died Tuesday at St. Joseph Hospital in London after a motorcycle crash in Whitley County. Hamlin played football for Whitley County High School. His former coach, Matt Reimer, says Hamlin frequently came back to the school and showed a lot of leadership skills. He tells us Hamlin was a leader on and off the field.
I think kids looked up to him. I think teammates wanted to be around him. I think adults admired his, his work ethic, his dependability. He's the toughest individual I think I've ever met. And so I think he would be proud to be known as that.
Visitation for Ty will be today from 5 to 9 at the Whitley Middle School gym. The funeral will be Saturday at 2 at the Ellison Funeral Home Chapel. An eastern Kentucky man was indicted in connection with the death of 17-month-old Elena Hembry. Harvey Gallahan was indicted on 1 count of murder and 3 counts of criminal abuse by a Bell County grand jury. It says Gallahan committed the offenses between July 4th and 30th of 2023. A notorious eastern Kentucky killer stays on death row. Benny Lee Hodge and an accomplice posed as FBI agents when entering the Letcher County home of Dr. Roscoe Aker in 1985. Hodge was convicted of killing Aker's daughter, Tammy, in 1986. His death sentence was upheld Wednesday after a 3-judge panel overturned his sentence last year. Hodge is now 73 years old. 2 people pleaded guilty in connection to the 2022 death of a 3-year-old in New Tazewell, Tennessee. Police were told the child fell while eating, and they say the boy had bruises, scratches, and a long bruise on his spine. Aaron Smith pleaded guilty to murder in the case. He's going to prison for life. His girlfriend, Alexis Payne, will spend 20 years behind bars for aggravated child neglect. 2 wanted men were arrested in Hazard. Hazard police say Brian York was arrested on a federal supervised release violation for an original charge of conspiracy to distribute. Law enforcement agencies also arrested Michael Wambles. He was wanted by the Los Angeles Police Department for possession of child pornography. That warrant was issued in 2020. Wambles now awaits extradition to California. A West Virginia man wanted in Texas was arrested in Pike County. David Argueta Marquez was arrested at a job site in the Kemper community. Officials say he was wanted for aggravated kidnapping and aggravated sexual assault of a child in Texas. This all happened back in 2022. Marquez and 3 others reportedly kidnapped a teenager at gunpoint. Deaths on Kentucky highways have gone down. In a release from Governor Andy Beshear's office, it says there were 107 fewer deaths on highways last year compared to 2023. Officials say that this marks the lowest number of deaths on roadways in 10 years. Each year, inspectors from the Kentucky Department of Agriculture inspect more than 60,000 gas pumps across the state. They check the quality and quantity of fuel at every pump. Inspectors look for signs of bad gas and complete a weights and measures test to ensure you actually get the gallon of gas you're paying for. Whether the gas test's over or under, the inspector lets the station know so they can correct that issue.
There's a reading of 6 negative, 6 positive, 0 is perfect. 6 overs means you're getting a little extra. 6 below means you're not getting as much. Oh, look at this plus. It is above plus 15, so everyone who got diesel there will be happy.
Once the test is complete, a stamp is placed on the seal to tell inspectors who changed the calibration last. This helps inspectors determine whether a gas station actually went in and fixed any issue that they were supposed to. Folks around the mountain may be noticing an increase in black bear sightings. Park rangers say now is a busy time of year for those hungry creatures, and they're seeing a growing population every year. So bear with us as WYMT's Buddy Forbes shares some tips for staying safe if you see one.
For many animals, springtime means snack time.
Bears are becoming more active. They're out looking for food.
And when it comes to black bears, park rangers say caution is key, advising people to keep space between themselves and the pawed predators.
So if you were to come across a bear and it appears to be standing its ground or it has cubs, you need to slowly back away. If that does not work and the bear may come towards you or start acting aggressive, you need to start shouting at the bear.
Ronnie Hilton, chief park ranger at the Breaks Interstate Park, says being loud, backing away, and making yourself look bigger are usually the best ways to get out of a sticky situation. But if fleeing is not an option,
that is very rare. I mean, it's like getting struck by lightning. But if the bear does charge you, your best option is to fight back.
He says the wild is not the only place you might need to keep safety in mind, with cars and homes also considered fair game.
Bears can't open doors, so keep that in mind.
The best way to keep the potentially vicious visitors away is to keep food and trash stored properly, clean any outdoor grills, and lock doors in homes and vehicles, since bears have a powerful sense of smell.
Particularly if you got bears getting into your garbage, if you have the option to wait to take your garbage out on the day that the garbage runs, do that. That's going to be your most economical option.
Hilton says that sense of smell is also what usually keeps the bears away, because they know you are there before you see them. So reaching out is like looking for trouble.
Absolute dumbest thing you can do is to try to feed a bear. People getting too close to wild animals, trying to feed them, and they think that it's like a petting zoo. Well, they are not a petting zoo. They are a wild creature that's out in the woods. You don't know how they're going to react. And they're extremely strong and extremely fast.
Hilton says doing the bare minimum, respecting their space, is the best way to stay safe. In Breaks, Virginia, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Hilton also recommends special trash cans or electric fencing to keep those bears at bay. Some folks in parts of eastern Kentucky experienced some hail yesterday, and it's important to know that hail can cause problems on an agricultural level. Ben Pruitt, who is the Whitley County horticultural agent, says damage from hail itself is a big concern, but there's also the aftermath.
Not only is the leaves and the stalks and the fruits getting damaged, those plants are also being opened up to a lot of fungal and bacterial disease issues in the future.
Pruitt says it's similar to a person getting a wound. If you have a wound that's not cleaned or covered up, it runs the risk of infection. That same thing goes for crops. In Louisville, the Ohio River reached its 8th highest level in recorded history months after the flooding. Business sitting on the river like Captain's Quarters were overwhelmed with floodwaters. The owners normally fill the restaurant with fresh water in an effort to make cleanup faster. They were hoping to reopen by the Derby, but this year's flood caused more issues than they thought. Now, 1 month later, their doors are back open. Kentucky Kingdom in Louisville revealed a new park area that highlights all things Kentucky. Discovery Meadow is opening for the theme park's new season this weekend. Officials say this newest area is more than new rides. It's about celebrating Kentucky's natural beauty. There are also 3 brand new attractions as well as some reimagined experiences. Officials say the $25 million investment is an opportunity to connect people to state's horticultural and more.
And we're seeing investments all across the state of Kentucky around entertainment, around tourism, and around investments for jobs and creation for our rural communities. And that's what this represents here today as well. Being able to bring people in from all across the region, being able to bring them in from here in Louisville, and to be able to bring them in across the state of Kentucky to give them a little bit more of a sample of what agriculture looks like in the Discovery Meadow, to educate these kids, educate these families.
Kentucky Kingdom officially opens Saturday, but season pass holders get an exclusive first look today.
Temperatures as you're heading out the door are in the 50s across the region. We're seeing warmest temperatures as you're traveling towards Monticello and Somerset, 59 degrees. This afternoon, temperatures will warm up into the upper 60s and low 70s, 73 degrees for Middlesboro and Jacksboro. The coldest temperatures we're going to see is 64 degrees for Wise. All is looking clear on satellite and radar. Just a little bit of clouds rolling in and out of the region. And this morning we do have some fog in the region, so being careful as you're driving is important, with temperatures in the upper 50s as you're heading off to school and as you're heading home. Well, we're looking at the upper 60s with nice and sunny skies. Stay with us. More mountain news and weather is on the way.